from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. Today, after a topsy-turvy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Detroit Lions. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. 180. And Goff going to look to throw right away. Oh, the first play of the game going to be intercepted.
A part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Following the interception, Love. Now he'll tuck this and run. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Now they go screen. It's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down.
So many screen passes are the result of excellent acting by everyone. But sometimes the guy who's getting the ball tips the play off. You know, the running back, because he's eager to get the pass, and sometimes he doesn't act very well about whether he's going to block or leak out or whatever. And I think that they saw that, and that's why they're able to get to him on it.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
Nice job there forcing that incompletion. This is going to be a fun battle throughout this game, watching him try to take away that area of the field.
And his kick is good. And the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll be looking to make amends for that first drive, which came to a rather abrupt ending.
Certainly did, and I remember going back to my notes before this game, and a lot of times when I scout a guy, I have a little section about how does he handle adversity. And in this case, a big check mark. He may have thrown the first interception, but I don't think he's going to throw very many more.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Goff now to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Here's Goff. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast, They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
And this will do the job nicely, as that'll be out of bounds just inside the 10-yard line.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally, because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated, because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Right back to him on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
At the 47-yard line.
Love now. Now he's going to step up and run. He'll get this complete to Matthew Golden. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 26-yard line. Catch made by Watson on the out route. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Christian Watson, his second touchdown on the season. And they're able to add on to their advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, these early season in-division games are always interesting because you're still kind of figuring yourself out, but you want to know as much as you can about the opponent, especially when it's a division matchup. So I'm curious to see how the rest of this one plays out.
Yeah, that's a good point, because they're still trying to work things out. They don't know everything about their own team, let alone trying to figure out their opponent. But you've got to do both on the fly, don't you? While the game's being played, figure it out both ways and try and find a way to win.
His first catch, good for 8 and a first down.
Good for a Lions first down. First and 10.
Goff now looking to throw. And he fires one incomplete. The Lions had 0-1 of the year following the loss of the opener. And listen, they knew last week they were in for a tough fight on the road. But now here's the home opener and a chance to get things right.
And I like the way that you presented that, because the bottom line is they didn't come out of that loss discouraged. They just came home and said, hey, if we do what we're supposed to do, protect our home turf, we'll be just fine.
It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Lions first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Goff. He's got it complete to Gibbs. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. Goff. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Lions have got it back to within a score. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting. And that is caught at the 10-yard line. And oh, so close as he takes it all the way to the 2-yard line.
63 yards. And what great recognition between a receiver and his quarterback, because he's going to recognize the trouble, and then he has two options. Come off the route and come back to help, or head straight down the field, and he chooses the latter, and it turns into a huge play.
A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? And he'll take this into the end zone for a Green Bay touchdown. A great effort there with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
Partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due, because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. After one, 17-7 is our score. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. Here's Goff. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Now a 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Timing is so important on a route like this, because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late, because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
From the gun on 3rd down, Goff. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
To the air again, Goff. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on third down conversions. They need a yard here. Gibbs will try and pick it up. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Lions are back within a score. No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Love in the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. Ready? Now a handoff looking right. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. 47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3. On play action. Love to throw. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And he's going to be out of bounds all the way down inside the 15. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 41 yards. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They follow up that gigantic gain with the tiniest of pickups, 1 yard. Now 2nd and 9 from the 10. To throw now, here's Love. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 6 yards there off the scramble, but it'll still leave him with a 3rd down.
They made a nice effort to stick him with a loss for that play, but it's going to take more than that to keep him from advancing the ball. Should be an entertaining battle anytime he tucks and runs over the second half of this contest.
Ready. Rank 38. Fight.
Love wants to shift things around.
Green Jack. Ready.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Arlene McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop it. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So now the Packers turn things over to the special teams crew. They're on for the field goal try. And his kick here is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind.
And this will have been returned to right around the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Hands it off out of the gun. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10.
At the 38-yard line.
Love looking to throw it. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Boy, somehow, someone lost that running back downfield. He had acres of space, but this ball overthrown. And that's one you've got to be able to hit on.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Here's Love. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. It looks like they'll move things around here.
At the 24-yard line.
Hold on. DC.
Now Goff. And incomplete. A drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. From the gun, here's Goff. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
Hey, kill. Horrible.
Again, Goff. He's got his target. That's complete. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. Now they trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. Now Goff. And yet again, Goff is intercepted. There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Extra point forthcoming. And the lead is now 13. So still time for the kickoff here. 1 second to go in the half as this one is away. And that'll do it for the end of the 2nd quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the 3rd quarter. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the 2nd half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I'll guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach, we can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
We'll start the 3rd quarter here on the ground. And he'll be brought down at about the 42. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, they're job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
45, wide. Hut, hut.
Play action this time with Love. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
The first down line at the 34 here on third down. Love. He'll try and do this himself. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And this is one of the toughest parts about being a defensive back. When a play breaks down like this, you're taught to plaster to a receiver. Find the nearest one and adhere yourself to him. But you can only stay with the receiver so long if the play continues to develop. He knows where he's going. You do not.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal.
Here we hut, hut.
Throwing. Love. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's third and goal.
Boy, that was certainly well-read defensively. And the key to any screenplay is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
They'll run here on third and goal. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss. It's now fourth down and goal.
And now before they run this fourth down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. And his kick is good. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
35-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Now they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now I think we're going to get a timeout here. Yes, a timeout here as it looks like we've got a Lion that's shaken up.
What? What's that?
First carry now for David Montgomery. Powering his way forward. Still going. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. A big play there for Detroit. 47 yards on the ground. So he nearly took it the distance, gets him down inside the 10 for a first and goal.
I'd love to be in his head right now because is he rewarding himself for a great run or is he kicking himself because he didn't get it?
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So he's in for his 3rd score of the game, and a defense probably saying, man, we don't want to see this guy for a long time.
It's bad enough when anyone scores a touchdown against you, but for one person to get 3, it almost sets him apart from the rest of the game, and no one likes to see any of those players on a pedestal, not from the defensive point of view.
And now pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is.
Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line.
Ready.
Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Here we ready.
Play fake. Here's Love. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
A gain of a yard.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Tonight. 180.
To throw is Goff. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
180. Orange.
Now it's Goff. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is.
And this is going to be intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
They may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a 1st down.
And the Lions, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 25.
Out of the gun, Goff. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's another 1st down as they bite off 23 more on that one. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter.
48-yard line.
A shotgun snap for Goff. Throw left side is complete on the diving effort. And the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a 2nd here.
Got St. Brown running the quick slant here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 14 yards that time for number 14. as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
White 20.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. Ball at the 14 for 2nd and 5.
Super 180.
Goff now to throw. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete. Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost...
And oh, my goodness, here's a 5th interception. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. 2nd down and 4. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 52 yards.
And even with the game seemingly in hand, they're continuing to fire away, pressing the ball down the field. Listen, it's worked all day. No reason to go away from it now.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10. Now Love. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, the connection they've had has been excellent today, but not on that snap. I think he was asking just a little too much as he extended that play, hoping for one more completion with it.
And here's a handoff out of the gun. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
you want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the 2nd one.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great play there. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Packers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. So the Packer kickoff team set to go as they will kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line. The
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Detroit. Jahmyr Gibbs, 62 yards. And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit. Go ahead and give him the hat trick. He's been in the end zone now 3 times.
You toss your fedora first, okay? You go ahead and do that. But let's be honest about it. That third one, that's the most spectacular run he's had in the ballgame. It's almost as if he's been playing his own game of, can I top this? And each run has been more spectacular than the last.
And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32. 76 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. But I think the ball's out. And this is scooped up by the Lions.
Partner, everything that happened before that fumble was great. Good vision, navigated the open field, got good chunk yardage. At that point, if you see a defender coming, though, just step out of bounds. Don't risk all you picked up before the hit to just try and get an extra yard or two.
He gets this out wide to Gibbs. And a hard tackle there as he'll go down after a gain of about 5. Goff now looks to throw. And his throw is incomplete. Another incomplete pass there. We've seen a bevy of those. This secondary, they've been pretty good, haven't they?
They certainly have. They've allowed the 1 touchdown through the air, and they're going to be upset about that later when they watch the game tape. But other than that, they've been absolutely rock solid.
Goff. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
A gain of 10 yards. And the Lions.
Goff now looking to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Goff. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Here's Goff. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Goff. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Micah Parsons in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to fourth down. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. That is caught. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. So after the big play on fourth, here's first and 10.
That's another Detroit Lions first down. First and 10.
Now Goff.
35-yard line.
Open man. That's to Slaw. Touchdown, Detroit. Isaac to Slaw. 35 yards. And the Lions have got it back to a two-score game here in the fourth. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is trimmed down to 10.
Packers 44. Lions 34. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away.
The Packers take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down.
Let's go now.
Here's Tune. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. On now is the Packers punter. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And it's fielded at the 34. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And the Lions will take over. Here's first and 10.
Move, we go tonight. Move. 180. Move.
Goff. Now he'll tuck this and run. Finds Gibbs on the check down. Oh, but a great tackle there. Going to hold him to no gain as the clock runs. They'll come up now on second down.
Shell. No. Shell. Super 66.
One last throw here for Goff. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gibbs. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. And as this defense walks off the field,